Hello everybody, welcome back to WWE 2K14 Universe. I'm your host Stitch and you're watching Superstars, where we are in Los Angeles, California. What else is new?
The following Divas contest is scheduled for one fall. Making her way to the ring from Houston, Texas, Kaitlyn.
That's right, we're kicking things off with Divas contest, as he says, and that will involve Kaitlyn here tonight. She's set to face off against Tiny Shiny. We have been told that in retaliation to Sheamus's recent news about the European Championship no longer being featured outside of SmackDown, that Stephanie McMahon, the Raw General Manager, as the contract signer of all the Divas in the WWE, has said, fine, we will no longer share the Divas division with Friday Night SmackDown. So with that being said, you will only be seeing Divas on Superstars or Monday Night Raw. Why do these songs keep getting quieter and quieter?
Approaching the ring from the United Kingdom, Tiny 60.
She's like practically coming up to nothing at this point. I haven't edited the volume of Tiny Shiny's theme at all. Oh my god, you can like barely hear it. I don't know what happened there. I know that custom themes were always a bit buggy. They had their issues. But, I've never experienced this one before. I just... Wow. Well, Tiny Shiny has had a small fall from grace as of late, but we'll see if tonight she can knock off the newbie in Kaitlyn to build momentum for herself once again. There's no time like the present to bounce back and maybe even be the one to shut down Lita, the undefeatable Divas champion.
Oh, what a painful kick.
Right now, Tiny Shiny is all over Kaitlyn to start this one off. And speaking of Tiny Shiny, her partner Robert Scorpio is in action up next. He could be saying goodbye to Friday Night SmackDown, as he has been placed against Dusty Rhodes. The Earn Your Spot match finally taken place. Our next match of the night. I can't wait to find out if Dusty Rhodes will become officially a part of SmackDown, or if Robert Scorpio will be able to shut down the first ever man to try and earn their spot in this one-on-one match. It's going to be very, very interesting to find out what happens. This is the first time here tonight on Superstars, the show that I think a lot of people skip over. Well, that's their loss. If you're watching this, just know you're not losing out. That's what that means. A lot of people have this preconceived notion that Superstars and main event and stuff just aren't worth their time, and it's like, only because you never give it time. You know that they could be bigger and better shows if you actually gave them a chance, right? That's the real shows. Here in this universe, I don't care. I'll book whatever I want on any show. And if the people decide to use the real life logic of, well, I don't like the real Superstars, why would I watch the game one? Well, then they miss out on this one too. There's a fan. Also got the United States Champion Dolph Ziggler in action tonight, as he's set to face off against Wade Barrett in our main event. I believe that's our main event. I want to quickly make sure that I didn't just say the wrong thing. Yeah, that is our main event for tonight. Don't worry, for anyone who's curious, the Cruiserweight Championship will remain a dual-branded championship. It is now the only dual-branded championship, but to kind of help there be enough competition for the Cruiserweight Championship, it will remain on both Raw and SmackDown. Tiny Shiny now turning over Kaitlyn. She goes for the cover and kick out. It's not that I'm not invested in this match, but I am very curious what the future holds for Robert Scorpio. As with a lot of his matches, I won't be playing this one, so I have no idea. And I didn't rig it. I had a look at who the bottom-ranked superstars were. I saw that Raw's was David Otunga, and I went, well, he's already competed on Raw this week. Ooh, 9-5. So, with that being said, it was like, well, I don't know why I keep calling it the 9-5. It's the 9-2-5. There is a difference. 9-5 is a work shift. 925 is a number imprinted on sterling silver rings. which is why it's called that, because she is tiny shiny. It's 925, not 9 to 5. 9 to 5 is when you're shortening the word 2 because you work a 9 to 5 shift. I hope so. I hope this is the way this match ends. Good. I'm glad. I wouldn't have had it any other way. Well, Tiny Shiny has picked up a victory here tonight. The newcomer Kaitlyn obviously had some very game competition tonight. And I hear next week Tiny Shiny will literally just be coming out to no music at this rate. But a very dominant performance from this former 3-time women's champion. She's insistent she wants to get her hands on the Divas Championship one day, and this victory here tonight may help get her more closer to that ultimate goal. Congratulations, Tiny Shiny, on your victory. As we move to our next match of the night, it's time to find out who will earn their spot. Will Dusty Rhodes officially become a member of SmackDown, or will Robert Scorpio be able to shut down the first man to look to leave NXT?
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Austin, Texas, weighing 275 pounds, Dusty Rhodes.
The first time an NXT superstar has competed here on Superstars, and this will happen at the final week of every month right before a pay-per-view. We will have a special Earn Your Spot match in which a bottom-ranked SmackDown or Raw superstar will compete against an NXT superstar with the potential of exchanging spaces on those rosters. Now, of course, that means Dusty Rhodes will be right at the bottom of the SmackDown food chain if he defeats Scorpio here tonight, but the only way is up from there, and this guy's got quite a bit of momentum riding on himself right now, so if I was Dusty Rhodes, I'd be feeling fairly confident.
Approaching the ring from the United Kingdom, Robert Scorpio.
You can hate me all you want, but no one else was using this song, so I took it, okay? I took it because I like it a lot, and no one was using it. And that's criminal. Robert Scorpio. I haven't seen this guy in quite a while. I fixed his gear up. I thought, hey, let's have him grow his hair out a little bit, you know? This could be the final time this man competes as a SmackDown superstar for the foreseeable future. A lot is at stake for Scorpio tonight. Former tag team champion and ECW champion. He's always had a little bit rough. NXT could really benefit this guy. I said I wouldn't play it, and there you go. But yeah, as you can see, I fixed his gear up a little bit. I tried to make it look a lot better, because I really wasn't happy with how it looked before. It was like really plain, and it was missing a lot of details, so I kind of just gave him a very quick makeover, literally just before recording this episode. The entrance music was actually a suggestion I got from Bryce, who you can see on NXT this upcoming Wednesday. Suggested, you know, why don't you just use Burning My Light? It's a good song. Well, initially I feel bad, because initially he had actually suggested maybe his character could have it. But then he was like, well, if you want it, you have it. And I was like, yes, I want it. That's a great idea. Initially I was like, well, I mean, it's Randy's theme. And it's like, not in this universe. It's never been Randy's theme. Not at one given point has it ever been anyone's theme. Excuse me. Yeah, this should be a good matchup. Dusty Rhodes really looking to knock Scorpio off. Scorpio, of course, on a little bit of a losing streak as of late. He's been really working to kind of maybe build himself back up a little bit here. We'll see if tonight can be kind of a much-needed victory for Scorpio. I feel like Scorpio very much in the position of formerly... Sorry. Drinking some Coca-Cola, and I always forget how much... how gassy that leaves me, burp-wise. But yeah, he's really been looking not to end up like Swagger was in the past season as a member of SmackDown, where he of course saw just how hard Swagger had fallen off in his time on SmackDown, and now he seems to be trying to recover from it over on Raw with Antonio Cesaro, but honestly I'm not entirely sure he can bounce back, and of course I think that's the concern that Scorpio's got, is he doesn't want to end up in a similar situation where just like Jack Swagger, Scorpio can also not bounce back. And right now I think he's impressing quite a bit in the ring against Dusty Rhodes. I wasn't exactly expecting him to give Dusty much of a run for his money. That's not to say that I don't think Scorpio is any good. I actually do feel like I'd like to see him succeed a lot more than he has at this point in time. I feel like maybe it's about time, but you know, it all starts here for him potentially. If he can defeat Dusty Rhodes, perhaps he can finally knock off, you know, get a win on the column, and then he can kind of go from there. Right hand to the midsection, and ooh, drops him down. Drop kick to the back of Dusty Rhodes. Scorpio really fighting for his life here. You know, it's not that going down to NXT is such a bad thing. It's that it's the implication, I guess, for a Raw SmackDown superstar that you've fallen off so much that you need to return down to NXT. I think that's more so what people like Scorpio are going to be fighting when it comes to this match. It's the idea that is put in their head that they're no longer good enough to be on SmackDown or Raw. But I guess when you've been competing on superstars for as long as Scorpio has, in a way, I guess it shouldn't come as too big of a surprise. Superstars is kind of the gateway between NXT and SmackDown or Raw. But obviously on the odd occasion, like tonight's main event, you'll be seeing people like the United States Champion compete on this show as well. So I gotta say, so far this has been a lot more competitive than I was expecting. I don't know why, I kind of felt that Dusty Rhodes was gonna come in here and just steamroll Scorpio, just lay him out, and quickly take his spot on the SmackDown roster. But Scorpio has really put up a fight tonight. He is not prepared to let this one go, not without as much fight as he can put up.
These matches on WWE Superstars are extremely important in building momentum.
That's exactly right. Thank you. Never underestimate Superstars' importance. I was about to be like, this Superstars has been a key part in the building of, and then insert a name, but actually I couldn't think of one off the top of my head. That doesn't mean there aren't any, I just can't think of one off the top of my head. Which I know just sounds guilty as fuck, but trust me. Trust me, bro. Submission hold here by Scorpio. Can he force Dusty Rhodes to tap out? This would be quite the upset, honestly, at this point in time, though. I feel like Scorpio has been very dominant in this matchup. So maybe not such an upset, actually. Scorpio now hooking the legs. White Tiger bot. No, okay. Backbreaker there. Butterfly backbreaker by Scorpio into the cover and a kick out by Dusty Rhodes. Just one. And here now looks the White Tiger Bomb, the finishing move of Scorpio, but it's a reversal into a Samoan drop there by Dusty Rhodes. He's now looking perhaps for the Bionic Elbow. There you go. One elbow after another. Boom, right across the head. That's got to be it. That's got to be it. That has won Dusty quite a few matches over on NXT, but not here tonight, it would seem. I can't wait to see who could be next to earn a spot next month, you know. As it currently stands, obviously this time next month we'll at least know who the NXT champion is. Ooh. Another bit of innovative offense. Dusty has been kind of spicing things up a little bit here. It feels like Scorpio was very dominant in the early first 5 minutes. Oh, Scorpio now with a desperate roll-up here as he tries to put Dusty away. Dusty turning things around. Quite a size disadvantage Scorpio's got there with Dusty on top, but he still managed to kick out. Well, it really feels like two people fighting for their life right now. And flatliner there by Scorpio. Goes in for another cover. You can almost feel the desperation in each one of these attempts from Scorpio.
Absolutely everything they've got. Neither individual is going to back down here.
I had Scorpio, his mentality going into tonight was that he's got a chance to either put up or shut up, and he's not going to give up by any means necessary.
That big right hand driven right into the rib cage.
If he can't beat Dusty tonight, then he belongs on NXT.
Oh, what an elbow drop. The tension, the drama. This is electric.
Leg sweep there by Scorpio, takes down Dusty Rhodes, and now Scorpio over the ropes. Catches him with a cross body. Once again, the high flyer has managed to turn momentum around in his favor. It does feel like Dusty's actually been struggling a little bit here, but that's kind of what I was hoping from these Earn Your Spot matches, was that difference in, you know, yeah, you're facing a guy who's a bottom-ranked person from, you know, the brand that they're representing that they could be losing their spot on, but this is the difference in competition, you know. NXT is the starting point, and it's gonna only get tougher from here for some of these NXT people. And obviously, you know, you've got some living legends down in NXT like Dusty Rhodes, like Andre the Giant, like Ric Flair, that I think won't really have that struggle. I mean, tonight, obviously, Dusty Rhodes is having that struggle, but I think in a way this becomes perhaps one of the biggest matches in that lower ranked person's career, because it's like everything is riding on this. If they lose here tonight, they're straight back down to the bottom. And there you go, elbow once again. And oh, I really thought this one was over. Twice the bionic elbow has connected, and twice Scorpio has managed to kick out. What is Dusty going to do now? Pile driver, oh god. Whatever it takes from Dusty Rhodes. I do wonder what the future holds for either one of these two coming out of tonight's matchup. You got to think quite a bit of momentum. Definitely not the bottom ranked of the SmackDown roster coming out of this one, no matter who's the winner. I think they've really built some investment in either of them. Scorpio now crawling towards the ropes, and there's a rope break. Manages to keep things alive for himself there. Don't forget this upcoming Wednesday, speaking of NXT, whilst Dusty's in the ring. Submission hold here. Whilst Dusty's in the ring, don't forget that we've got the NXT Championship Tournament semi-finals coming your way, and they are pretty damn big. I'll be sure to cover those in just a moment. Butterfly backbreaker from Scorpio. We've also got the much-awaited rematch between Sergeant Slaughter and Bryce Walker. As here we see, is that the cover and the victory? No. And Scorpio wasting no time now. What is this? Oh, a different, like a modified version. And it gets the job done. Scorpio put up one hell of a fight. Dusty Rhodes, extremely impressive, but on NXT he will remain. And there you see respect from Scorpio. Oh! That is very uncharacteristic for Dusty Rhodes. I mean, heartbreak, completely understandable. A tough loss to take here tonight for Dusty Rhodes. He built up so much momentum, so much excitement for the potential of going to SmackDown, only to be told, hey, you lost to the bottom-ranked guy on SmackDown. Yeah, that's going to be a tough pill to swallow for Dusty Rhodes, unfortunately. But Scorpio was victorious. Huge props to him. This was a great match from both sides. But as it currently stands, Dusty Rhodes remains on NXT.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall. Making his way to the ring from Manchester, England, weighing 246 pounds, Barrett. Both superstars look ready.
Well, this should be an interesting main event here tonight. Robert Scorpio, Tiny Shiny victorious here tonight, back-to-back matches, and now in our main event, Wade Barrett is set to get a non-title match with the United States Champion Dolph Ziggler, and with Ziggler defending that title tomorrow night against Antonio Cesaro inside a steel cage. This match is crucial for Dolph Ziggler to win here tonight. He needs every bit of momentum he can get before being locked inside a steel cage with a man that won the Royal Rumble just 3 months ago.
Approaching the ring from Hollywood, Florida, weighing 223 pounds, the United States Champion, Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler busting out the classic gear here tonight. I forgot I put this one on as one of the Superstar Heads attires, and no nameplate when he's wearing this. That's cute. That's really nice. Very respectful. Dolph Ziggler, United States Champion. Could it all come to an end when he faces Antonio Cesaro tomorrow night inside the steel cage? Well, depending on how quickly he can get this match over with, that could play a big factor in tomorrow night's matchup, for sure. Gotta try and preserve his energy for such a big match, a steel cage match. Dolph Ziggler doing, I think, triple duty this week. Oh no, double duty. He wasn't on Raw this week, otherwise he wouldn't be on Superstars tonight. I'll tell you one thing, if Dolph Ziggler competes on Monday Night Raw, he'll be doing 3 nights in a row, Superstars, Extreme Rules, and Raw, so here's hoping that this man manages to avoid a competition on Raw, even if he does lose the United States Championship. And Wade Barrett right now is really all over Dolph Ziggler. Wade Barrett's in that interesting kind of ballpark right now where, like, he's got nothing to lose in this match. He has a lot to gain by defeating Dolph Ziggler, but he has nothing to lose in this match if he loses. This is all up for Wade Barrett. This is just a big opportunity to break out and perhaps put yourself in line for a United States Championship opportunity, and I think that's exactly what we're going to see Wade Barrett do in this matchup. Still can't get over the fact that Dusty Rhodes will unfortunately not be coming to SmackDown. Like, I'm pumped to have seen Scorpio finally pick up a victory, don't get me wrong, but I feel like that's definitely not going to be a very popular decision. But hey, I mean, that's the thing, is just because you earned a just because you earned and earn your spot matchup, that doesn't mean that you have what it takes to then win the actual earn your spot match itself. Dusty Rhodes is now going to be able to go back to NXT, go back to the drawing board. You know, he could end up getting another opportunity to do it next month. It could be Dusty Rhodes Part 2 next month. You never know. I'd like to see someone else get an opportunity as opposed to the same guy repeatedly, but if Dusty Rhodes wins another possibility of earning a spot on Raw or SmackDown, you know, we could even see a rematch between those two next month. Who's to say what the future holds? Speaking of the future, though, I cannot wait to see what happens tomorrow night at Extreme Rules. 2 out of 3 falls Extreme Rules match between Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock for the WWE Championship. What a massive main event. You know, the WWE Tag Team Championship in a TLC match. Team Japan challenging 3MB for the tag team titles. We've got the Divas Championship on the line as Natalya and Lita face off in an Extreme Rules match. The Cruiserweight Championship is still at stake as Six Pac has got to defend against the former champion Kofi Kingston. I think that one's a table match. I actually remember off the top of my head what that one was. There's a lot of special stipulations. Every match has a special Extreme Rules stipulation. Of course, the Hell in a Cell collision, the 3rd match in the saga between Batista and Brock Lesnar. Batista defeating Brock Lesnar both at WrestleMania 2 and 3. We'll see if he can perhaps destroy Lesnar once and for all inside the Hell in a Cell. Ooh, wins a change there by Wade Barrett. We have another match now freed up for Extreme Rules. The 7th match cancelled, the European Championship match between Sheamus and Daniel Bryan. If you missed this Friday's SmackDown, wasteland there by Wade Barrett. Has he just pinned the United States Champion? Yes! That is not a good thing for Dolph Ziggler. What an unfortunate timed loss for Ziggler. He could not afford this tonight. He's going to need to bounce back from this tomorrow night on Extreme Rules. This was one-sided, short-lived, and in the end, Wade Barrett picks up momentum for himself, pinning the United States Champion. I'll tell you, if Dolph Ziggler retains this Sunday, I think we know who's going to be next for the United States Championship, undoubtedly, and that man is Wade Barrett. Thank you all for watching this week's episode of Superstars. I will see you tomorrow night with Extreme Rules.